Hello and welcome back to Seniors Living Garden, the place where we garden smarter, not harder. You know, after years of life experience, we learn that a little research up front saves a lot of headaches later. And that's especially true in the garden. We've all been there, staring at a stunning plant at the nursery, maybe one with exotic leaves or a promise of fast growth, and thinking, "This is it, my new centerpiece." But here's the secret us seasoned gardeners know. Some of those irresistible beauties are actually long-term home wreckers. They might be an invasive nightmare, a silent poisoner, or a source of pain and frustration you simply don't have the energy to deal with. Today's video is your gardening insurance policy. These are the 10 plants that even the most experienced gardeners, people just like you, have put in the ground and later spent years regretting. We're going to save you the time, the backaches, and the money. So grab your tea, put your feet up, and let's jump right into the plants that will try to take over your peaceful garden. All right, let's jump right into it. Number 1. Bamboo, the beautiful but invasive monster. Botanical name, Bambusa. At first glance, bamboo looks like a dream, tall, elegant, and the perfect fast-growing privacy screen. It gives you that tropical touch right away. But then the nightmare begins. Bamboo spreads underground through rhizomes. These roots don't respect fences, property lines, or even concrete barriers. In just a few years, that lovely corner of bamboo can become a forest, spreading through your lawn, flower beds, and into your neighbor's yard. There are countless stories of people who spent years and thousands of dollars trying to dig it out. Chop it down, and it springs back. Even a tiny piece of root left behind is enough to regrow an entire stand. That's why many gardeners say running bamboo is harder to eliminate than any weed. Number 2. Mint, the aromatic invader. Botanical name, mentha. Mint is one of the sneakiest culprits. It smells heavenly, tastes amazing in a refreshing tea, and looks perfectly harmless in that little nursery pot. But plant mint directly into your garden soil, and you'll quickly learn the truth. Mint does not play nice with others. Like bamboo, mint spreads through relentless underground runners. Before you know it, mint has popped up 3 feet away, then 5 feet away, until your entire herb bed, your flower bed, and even the cracks in your walkway are filled with it. It chokes out slower-growing herbs like thyme, oregano, or sage. The golden rule for us experienced gardeners is container only. Growing it in a pot keeps it contained, and you can still enjoy those fresh leaves. Some clever folks even sink the container into the ground, pot and all, so it looks planted but stays put. Planting it directly into your soil is a mistake you'll regret for years. Number 3. English ivy, the climber that destroys. Botanical name, Hedera helix. There's no denying the charm of English ivy. Covering a wall or fence, it creates that romantic, old-world look. But you don't see the destruction happening underneath. English ivy is an aggressive climber. Its tiny rootlets dig into surfaces, which can damage brick, wood, or siding over time. It's not unusual for ivy to pull down entire sections of old fences or cause expensive home repairs. On trees, it's even worse. Ivy wraps around the trunk, climbs into the canopy, and blocks vital sunlight, slowly weakening and potentially killing the tree. On the ground, it forms a dense carpet that smothers grass and native plants. In many places, English ivy is an invasive species. If you want the vertical charm, choose safer, gentler options like clematis or honeysuckle. English ivy is a plant you'll wish you never let into your yard. Number 4. American wisteria, the gorgeous but ruthless vine. Botanical name: wisteria. When wisteria blooms, it is absolutely breathtaking. Cascades of purple flowers dripping from an arbor look like a fairy tale. But here's the truth: wisteria is ruthless. The vines are incredibly strong and will wrap tightly around anything in their path: wooden posts, fences, even trees. Over time, they can strangle and kill whatever they climb. The sheer weight of a mature wisteria can pull down flimsy fences or collapse poorly reinforced pergolas. And its roots spread aggressively, making it nearly impossible to remove once established. Seasoned gardeners who do grow wisteria spend hours pruning and maintaining it every single year. Miss one season, and the plant goes wild. For a low-maintenance approach, which we value here at Seniors Living Garden, wisteria is a disaster waiting to happen. Enjoy the blooms on a neighbor's property. Number 5. Black walnut trees, the silent garden killer. Botanical name: Juglans nigra. A black walnut tree looks majestic, provides shade, and produces nuts. But hidden beneath its beauty is one of the most destructive forces in gardening: juglone. Juglone is a natural chemical released by the tree's roots, leaves, and husks. It is toxic to many common garden plants, including tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, azaleas, and hydrangeas. Gardeners often wonder why their vegetables keep dying near a walnut tree, not realizing the soil itself has been poisoned. And here's the kicker: even if you cut down the tree, the roots continue to release juglone for years until they fully decay. If you inherit a property with a black walnut, your best bet is to plant juglone-resistant species nearby, like corn or beans, and save your sensitive crops for raised beds far away. If you're considering planting one on purpose, don't. It's a silent killer that will limit your gardening options for decades. Number 6. Poison ivy, the obvious one you don't want. Botanical name: Toxicodendron radicans. Most of us know the saying, "Leaves of 3, let it be." And yet many gardeners don't realize poison ivy is creeping onto their property until it's too late. Its oil, urushiol, is incredibly potent. Touching the leaves, stems, or roots can cause painful rashes, blisters, and itching that can last for weeks. What's worse, the oil can stick to your gloves, clothes, tools, or even your pet's fur, spreading the rash without you realizing it. And here's the absolute nightmare scenario. If poison ivy is accidentally burned, the smoke can carry urushiol into your lungs, causing life-threatening reactions. This is a genuine health hazard. If you see it growing, use extreme caution and protective gear to remove it. Many smart gardeners simply call professionals because the risk isn't worth it. Number 7. Morning glory, the tangled trouble. Botanical name: Ipomoea. Morning glories are undeniably attractive. Their trumpet-shaped flowers, vibrant and quick to cover a dull fence, make them a favorite of beginner gardeners. They grow fast, flower prolifically, and seem low care. But seasoned gardeners know that morning glories can cause years of frustration once they escape control. The biggest problem is their aggressive self-seeding habit. A single plant produces hundreds of seeds that remain viable in the soil for years, sometimes up to a decade. Even if you pull the parent plant, you'll be dealing with new seedlings every year.
The vines also twine so tightly around whatever they climb that they can strangle shrubs, vegetables, or young trees. In your vegetable patch, they quickly overwhelm tomatoes and corn, reducing air circulation and sunlight. In warm climates, they're classified as invasive weeds, smothering native species. This is a battle you don't need in your senior living garden.
Number 8. Castor bean, the deadly beauty. Botanical name, Ricinus communis. The castor bean plant is a paradox, stunningly beautiful, yet extremely dangerous. It's a showstopper, growing tall with enormous, star-shaped burgundy leaves. It gives any garden a dramatic tropical look that makes people stop and say, "Wow!" The danger lies in its seeds, the glossy, mottled beans that look almost decorative. They contain a protein called ricin, one of the most lethal natural toxins known to science. Just a handful of seeds can be fatal if ingested by humans, and it takes even fewer to poison pets or livestock. Ricin works by shutting down cells, essentially causing organ failure. What makes it worse is that there is no antidote. For families with grandchildren or anyone with dogs or cats, this plant poses an unacceptable risk. Its notoriety is well earned. While it produces castor oil, after a highly controlled and dangerous process to remove the ricin, this plant should never be casually introduced into a home garden.
Number 9. Giant hogweed, the plant that burns. Botanical name, Heracleum mantegazonium. At first glance, giant hogweed looks prehistoric, towering up to 14 feet tall with massive umbrella-shaped flower clusters. Its sheer size makes it stand out dramatically. But do not be fooled. This is one of the most hazardous invasive species in the gardening world. Its toxicity comes from its sap, which contains compounds called furanocoumarins. When this sap touches your skin and is then exposed to sunlight, it triggers a reaction known as phytophotodermatitis. The results are horrifying. Severe skin burns that blister and swell, leaving long-lasting scars and dark pigmentation. In extreme cases, contact near the eyes can cause temporary or permanent blindness. The sap isn't always obvious. Brushing against the plant on a sunny day can lead to painful burns hours later. Gardeners who try to cut it down without full protective gear often end up in the hospital. Even professionals need heavy gloves, long sleeves, and face shields to safely remove it. If you see this plant, report it to local authorities. In many regions, it's illegal to allow it to grow.
Number 10. Tree of Heaven, the invasive imposter. Botanical name, Ailanthus altissima. With a name like Tree of Heaven, you'd expect beauty and tranquility. In reality, this tree is a nightmare. It grows rapidly, sends up suckers everywhere, and produces thousands of seeds each year. Its roots are aggressive enough to damage sidewalks, septic systems, and building foundations. Like the black walnut, it also produces chemicals that suppress other plants around it. The worst part is that even if you cut it down, the stump sends up dozens of new shoots, creating a thicket that's even harder to remove. Many homeowners spend years fighting this tree once it gets established. Despite its heavenly name, this plant is pure trouble for our gardens and our homes.
So there you have it, friends, the 10 plants that can steal your time, your money, and occasionally your peace of mind. Here at Seniors Living Garden, our philosophy is simple. We earned the right to a low-stress garden.
Choosing the right plants sets you up for success and saves you endless frustration down the line. We want gardening to remain a joy, not a battle. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, have you ever planted one of these troublemakers? Did you fight the bamboo? Did you get a ricin scare from a castor bean? Share your regret stories so others can learn. If this video helped you save a weekend of weeding or a trip to the emergency room, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your fellow gardeners, and don't forget to subscribe to Seniors Living Garden for more tips, tricks, and secrets to help you cultivate the garden of your dreams. Until next time, happy and safe gardening.